Hello everybody and welcome to another video, and this is a pretty serious video, and this is a plea to Governor Andrew Cuomo. So, the murderers of a 16-year-old girl are going to get released from prison. So this was really, people really got mad at this. So hundreds of people marched silently through the streets of suburban New York town in the dark on Saturday, with candles illuminating the path taken by a 16-year-old girl who was brutally murdered as she walked home from the library nearly 40 years ago. Yeah, so the peaceful protest was a plea to Andrew Cuomo to intervene in the imminent release of a man convicted in the 1980 murder of Paula Wachowski, an honor student and aspiring actress who has been beaten, sexually assaulted, and stabbed to death in a crime so depraved it stunned law enforcement and shook the small town of Parole River to its core. So this happened in 1980, as it said. So after 40 years, they want to release these two men, they're just lucky to be in jail and not dead. I don't understand this. Andrew Cuomo is so much for the Me Too movement, but then when they sexually assault somebody and murder a woman, they want to release them from jail. That's hypocrisy. It's really, really immoral to release them. Who knows if they will commit that heinous crime again? You don't want that risk. So there were two people, and one of them was Libera. There was Libera and Robert McCain. So were sentenced to 25 years to life for that murder. The toughest sentence. They should be sentenced for life. Last month, a parole board of Cuomo appointees informed the family that Libera will be released in July. So he's going to be released in July. And he was on parole at the time for a drug offense. So he has a criminal history. Why would you want to release somebody like that? I don't get it. And McCain, 58, is set to go before the same parole board next week. That's who were denied parole 7 times since becoming eligible in 2005. Why are they even eligible? It's because of the 25 years, right? But now they shouldn't even get the chance. They should get life in prison. That's it. Neither one of them has taken responsibility, and neither one of them has shown remorse. Paula's mother, Louise Wachowski, told Fox News in an interview. And Andrew Cuomo, if he doesn't reverse the decision, then I just wish way more than before that he'd get booted out of office. Of course he will be, because his term is over, but actually, that's horrible. If he's not gonna release them, then he's one of our worst governors in this country. One of the United States' worst governors. So Maryland, Oklahoma, and California are the only ones that allow governors to reverse parole board decisions. So George Pataki, who was the governor of New York, is pressuring Cuomo to reverse the decision. They should let Cuomo reverse this. So he said in a Fox News interview, Pataki said that to grant La Barbera parole is a gross injustice, and said that Cuomo should urge the parole board to reverse this horrible decision. Who is this parole board that is letting him get out? Like, really? If that was your daughter who got murdered and raped, would you want the murderers and the rapists to get out of jail free or on parole, which didn't help last time for La Barbera? He was on parole for a drug offense when he committed the murder. So why would you grant him parole again? So luckily people are protesting this, and I really feel bad for the victim of this murder. She was a good person, and the people took her life. The details, as Fox News says, were brutal. I'm gonna try and explain it as I read this. Shortly after 7 p.m., the teen left her part-time job at the library and walked through the center of the town toward her home on Hunt Avenue. Yeah, so she had a part-time job at the library, so she was walking back to her house. She was within 1 block of her parents' house when La Barbera and McCain, both of whom were drinking at the High Wheeler bar nearby, noticed her crossing an intersection. Yeah, so she was walking down the street and the two men saw her. McCain quickly caught up to Paula and crushed the right side of her skull with a chunk of pavement and grabbed her from the ground. Then he dragged her behind an abandoned home and sexually assaulted her, while the Barbera watched, according to the police. So McCain literally crushed her right side of her skull and then sexually assaulted her. And people want her to get parole. So, believing that the teen was dead, La Barbera then tried to sexually assault her. Investigators said when she stirred to his surprise, La Barbera stabbed her with a knife 5 times in the back, killing her. Police told Fox News. A request for comment from Cuomo's office was not immediately returned. So, in a statement to Fox News, Thomas Amelia, spokesperson from the New York State Department of Corrections and Community Supervision, said, quote, "The New York State Board of Parole, as the sole entity that considers and determines parole eligibility, is an independent body whose members were confirmed by the state Senate." So then he added, "By law, before making a final decision, the board members must follow statutory requirements which take into consideration many factors, including statements made by victims and victims' families, as well as an individual's criminal history, institutional accomplishments, potential to successfully reintegrate into the community, and perceived danger to public safety." So let me just go through what he just said with the parts of it, the factors. So we have to take into consideration the victim who got raped and murdered and beaten in the skull, stabbed 5 times. The victim's families who lost her forever. She was only 16. She had her whole future ahead of her. And the criminal history. Okay, so La Barbera had a drug offense before us. So that's a criminal history. There might be more. I don't really know about any other ones. I just heard about that one. And institutional accomplishments. So potential to successfully reintegrate into the community. So What kind of potential? They murdered and raped her. What is that? They can't be reintegrated into the community. They're probably gonna do it again. So then it says, and perceived danger to public safety. So after looking at the story and everything, they are. Having them on parole does not work. And you shouldn't try it again. It's too risky. They deserve to be in jail for the rest of their life. Okay. So the Bolhevsky case has sparked a larger debate on prison reform. Many Republican lawmakers have also claimed the state was determined to lower the prisoner population. In doing so, has adopted a system that favors criminals over victims. So, of course, there is a high prison population. And there are ways to lower the prison population. But you don't do it by taking murderers out of prison. There are other minor offenses that you're allowed to get out on. You don't free people or put them on parole for something like this. So hopefully Andrew Cuomo will reverse the parole board's decision. If he doesn't, then that's just that's horrible. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.